Hi, it's Ashley. Oh, there's a lot been going on. Today is, God, oh, I can't believe it, Saturday, November the 12th. I'm really screwed. My storage didn't get paid because my bank had decided to lock me out. They had been making payments, lots of payments every month, all the payments, and charging me $30 a hit for insufficient funds for 3.5, 4 months. So they've made a decent chunk of change off of me by making those payments. I never asked them, but that's its own issue. On an up note, it looks like I might actually getting some help. Excuse me, Kathy Forbes, the representative, her office has contacted Senator Chris Van Hollen, and his office is willing and going to help me with the Social Security, the widow's benefits. And again, it's substantially more than I would get if I went out on disability of my own or any other means of Social Security that I might take. And the fact is I deserve those benefits. Sydney and I both worked hard. We were married, and that I'm going to touch on in a second. People keep saying, well, you were married. Yes, we were married the traditional way the day before she died, okay? But prior to that, we had an affidavit of domestic partnership, which is all the state would allow, and we had our own drawn up in 2009. When we purchased the house that I am essentially a squatter in right now. Nikki, you have to stop. When we purchased the house, we were required to execute a domestic partnership affidavit, which we were happy to. Maryland didn't recognize domestic partnerships yet, but yeah, we would. You know, we had no other choice. That's what it gave us. So, by us getting the original affidavit there was filed among the land records with, I guess, the closing documents. We were told that we needed to have that because the loan was federally backed. Made sense to us. And again, we wanted to be able to have something to prove that we were a married couple, essentially. I miss that girl, man. So before I digress, so it's no different us getting married in the traditional way because Maryland had changed its stance and said, no, you don't have to have the domestic partnership affidavit. Now you can get married just like everybody else. We did it because we wanted to. It meant something to us. It would be no different than if a heterosexual couple, your mom, your dad, you, your spouse, decided to renew your vows. It doesn't neglect the 10, 20, however many years prior. It doesn't start the clock all over when you renew your vows, okay? It just continues it. It just reaffirms it. So our union, for lack of a better word, had been solidified 3 times, 2005, 2009, and the day before Sydney died. Okay. We both paid into that system. We both started working when we were in our early teens and, you know, worked over the decades. We paid into a system and were promised that we were going to get the money back as we got older to help us live. You know, we had that as a social, we had the Social Security as a safety net. Anyway, I'll get back to that. So I'm really excited that somebody's actually going to try to help me. Me and my friend Mary Jo, when all this started with the dog and with the Social Security, because they're both based in hate, hate and fear-based hate and blatant discrimination. You know, I'm not sitting around worrying about or thinking about what somebody else is doing in their bedroom. Why would other people want to do that? You know, just worry about yourselves. So, Senator Van Hollen, thank you, Kathy Forbes. So I got locked out of the bank. I think that might be on the last update. It's been at least 2 weeks, I believe. they tried to only give me, I know that there was like $271 in that bank in excess at the time that they locked me out. And I was going to use that to pay I could have paid my car insurance, or I could have paid my storage unit, which they're about to sell all my stuff. Like, I think Monday is the drop dead day for me to pay up. I'm just so freaked. I never thought I could not get hired even at a local sub shop or ice cream store. You know, I don't want to work any place I have to pay to work at. I don't want to work on commission. I don't think that's allowed to ask. I mean, I just want to be doing something. And it's getting darker and harder to see here. I'm going to tell you what, be very careful when the lights go out, because you will get, it's very easy to sustain injuries. I have got quite a few right now. It's really hard for me to walk. I was hoping my doctor could squeeze me in last week, but man. So I had to do some research to find like an internet bank, because can't really say when or how or if I could physically go to a physical location, because if I have gas in my car, then I probably don't have insurance, which I got September's paid. I know the bill for October's late, November's due. So I need a few hundred there for that. Anyway, I did some research for a bank that was online, that I could connect to my fundraiser, that I can make payments to other people, service providers, I could make payments with, that I could draw cash out, like an ATM. And again, that would hook up with the GoFundMe fundraiser and Chime. Chime was the one that got the best ratings. Now, I can't cash a physical check through them, but I can do that with my Venmo card, or the Venmo. As soon as I get a job, I can have direct deposit. Then I'll be able to cash checks. So, if you need an assistant, is your place of employment hiring? I would pretty much do about anything. And I want to. I really do. So locked-out, that's just been a nightmare. And everything takes, again, 5 times as long, 5 times as much effort to get complete without electric and without the hot water. Thank God my 2 new friends around the corner have let me take a shower. I don't want to tell you, the electricity's been out since, 9:26? Something like that. And I haven't had to have any showers. It's cold, it's dark, but I have had quite a few injuries, and the same 2 people who let me take showers and they've been letting me charge things up, wanting me to go to the emergency room, but I can't do it, because if I go to the emergency room, there's nobody here to take care of my animals. You know, I mean, I'm sure Mary Jo will, but she's got gas problems. Everybody now, I've been saying all along, I'm the tip of the iceberg. Pay attention. People starting to have problems too. Other people. So that's that one. Oh, last week, this is the week of, it was Wednesday the 2nd, woke up to a police officer out front of my door, here for a wellness check. I told him I was surprised I hadn't seen anyone around doing a wellness check before this, and they won't tell you who or why necessarily someone called, but there's 2 reasons people call for a wellness check. One, they're truly concerned about someone. Maybe they haven't heard from them in a few days, or maybe they're worried about their mental health, or they don't have any kind of food, or they'll call about, their weeds are overgrown, or they don't have electricity, the things that aren't so critical. So whoever called about the electricity. And it's funny, because the night before the police officer showed up, I said to my one neighbor, I'm like, the Karens are up to something. Because they're walking around here and encroaching more and closer and closer, little smirks on their faces. They're walking around acting like, I'm just dumb. And then the police officer shows up. I didn't tell anybody else. There wasn't many people home during that, and for one of them to come up to me and say, oh, you had a wellness check, seems a little suspicious, but it was good he came because I got to talk to him about the Karens and the harassment that I've been going through and how I will not walk my dog very far from here, in most cases not by myself, because of fear of confrontation. And again, I have no intentions of me getting hurt. I hate bullies. I'm a champion of the underdog. And I've said it before, I may be small, but I can fight like a prison bitch. So, push me. And then the next day, again, I had a second wellness check. I was out back with darling Nikki and hooked up on a thick lead line to the deck. And I had a little leash. I'm standing with her. We out there playing. I'm watching for, the other stray dogs. Everybody's dog's off leash, but they take mine when I'm on my property, private property. And, the other idiot Karen, who is a realtor for Coldwell Banker, Jane Button. And yes, I can say their names because they filed the report. It's public record. I need to get a letter to her board because it's pretty unethical. She should know better than to walk her dog off leash on private property as a realtor. Jane Burton. So I got to let him know the harassment. And then my one from Mary Jo has actually seen it. She's seen the crap that these Karens, had a little powwows. And, it was one last night too. So then on, what is this? The second one was a social worker, but they were connected with Chase Brexton. They were supposed to be helping get me some emergency cash. And well, now that was over a week ago, right? Yeah, it's going to be 2 weeks, and there's nothing extra. Some days, I can't afford ice from my cooler. Anyway, every morning, because not having electric, I try to get up, I hit the ground running, so I'm tired when it gets dark, because I don't want to get hurt no more in the dark. All of my prepper supplies, my winter clothes, my pillow, everything is in storage. All of the work that I've done with writing over the years, everything, Sydney's art, family stuff, half of my book library that I want to get donated to Women's Library for Women's History, my music. Just imagine if all your stuff, at least 3/4 of it was in storage and being held for ransom. I've had, because again, there's 2 units, one that I had with real estate, and that was pretty much a write-off. And then when I had the flood, it was only going to be temporary to have that one, get the stuff out of here, and I was going to keep on going. I wasn't going to stay here. I was going to let the insurance do the work and get out of this place. But no, thanks to Jane Barton, the Coldwell Banker realtor, walking her dog off leash on private property, was the straw that broke the camel's back when it came to taking my dog. And Mr. Bernard Smith, that's the other thing I want Senator Collins' office to address. The total disregard for the Americans with Disabilities Act at the Department of Animal Services, Baltimore County. This man's he's been running this since 1987. How does that happen? And his whole premise is he has the like-kind policy and procedure in place. If you're like his kind, you don't have to worry about your case. You'll win no matter what. The other person is screwed if they are a female who speaks up for themselves, or any minority, if their skin's a little bit darker. It can't be that easy for somebody to lie and say that your dog attacked theirs and have the dog immediately removed, and not to even have a consideration for the fact that it might be somebody with PTSD, and that dog is by far the most effective therapeutic tool somebody with PTSD can have. the first knock at that door should be somebody qualified enough to see whether or not that dog is vicious or not. If her dog would have bit me or my dog, we don't know where she lives. We didn't know how to find her. But she can lie, and my dog's taken. I want him back. I want to see changes in that office. And then because you don't agree with, gay marriages, you don't get to sit your butt at Social Security and deny me or anyone their benefits because you don't like how they identify themselves. You know, I can identify myself as a pink hippo with purple toes. That doesn't mean that I'm a pink hippo with purple toes, or that you should even care about it. So I'm really freaked. If I need to come up with just under $1,000. It's for a late payment for the one unit, and then the other two that were due, the payments were due on the 1st. So I need just like $900 to get my storage straight, because if I don't have that money by Monday, they're going to sell my stuff. I haven't been able to get to it. Everything that I've listed for sale. My pillow, family pictures, just, I want my stuff out of there. So, oh man, it just is killing me. So the survivor benefits, again, yes, there is a 9-month rule, but there's exceptions to that. Social Security, the feds instilled the put the exception for the had to be married 9-month rule in place if you live in a state that's discriminatory practices do not allow you and your partner to get married or do the domestic partnership agreement. If your state doesn't provide that, then you do not have to wait the 9 months. You are entitled to the benefits. Again, nobody's asking for anything extra. Sydney and I both paid into this system for probably at least about 50 years each. That's 100 years of payments we've made into a system that's supposed to be our safety net. And one of us is dead. So no matter how much you give the survivor, you're still making out. God. So, please look up the word heterocentric, people. It really is kind of important. Heterocentric. Because, let me say, the last thing I need is good advice about stuff I know more about than you. I'm really tired of people. When you're so hell-bent to come up with reasons why I should not or won't get the widow's benefits, tells me you do not believe that I deserve them nor earned them. Both untrue. So that's really that's very interesting what they did in 2020. So, oh God, I'm going to do another video because there was so much that happened. I need just under let me see, 187 for my car insurance. And 140 for my mobile phone. And then my e-fax was being taken out of there. I mean, $1,000 would keep me from, actually, 123, $2,400 would get me up to date on my storage, my car insurance, my mobile phone, and then like the e-fax that has to get paid. Please share this video. Again, this could happen to you. In this crazy state. I'm just so freaked about the storage. I'm really pissed because the one unit, like I said, I had for over 10 years. It's not even a courtesy. I mean, at 2 weeks late, they're threatened. Well, they denied my access, put a lock on the unit, and it's not even 30 days that they're going to sell it. It's kind of criminal, if you ask me. Anyway, thank you, and please give what you can. Share my link. I've got to get this storage payment up. Oh, the other good news, I have, there's potential housing. I'm in the LGBTQ elders group. It was a newly formed group, Chase Brexton, which has been really a lifesaver because you see other people going through the same struggles. Some have family that they're been estranged from. I got a call from one of the people from Chase Brexton about the housing option, and it's kind of like assisted living, I think. But they said if I could come up with if I had a first month rent, but the goal is I'm trying to find out if Chase Brexton can come up with any kind of funds to get my stuff out of storage, which is what I want, and 1 month rent, and then they can help me from there. So they sounded really nice, and it would be among my own kind, older. I don't really care. I just want to be around people. I just can't stand it. Just, so alone. And then having this financial stuff, and everybody knows. Oh, and the cop, when he was here for the wellness check, they were talking, and he agreed. I fill ideal demographics for someone who would be, targeted or harassed. Small frame, female, older, all the way down. Anyway, please share. I've got to get some money up. I just can't, the thought of them selling my stuff, and it's personal stuff, like I said, writing, pictures, family stuff. Anyway, breathe. Thank you for your patience, and if you could share. Thanks. And also, if anybody needs odd jobs, babysitting, adult children, animal, need help as a, tutor, I put myself out there as a tech tutor. And if I get a moment to breathe, I will have the book of my surrealistic prose and poetry ready very soon. Thank you.